creative living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Cheryl Borden.
Judy, thank you so much for being with us. I love when you come because I learned something new, and I thought batting was batting and the polyester was polyester, so there's always some new products that we can use to make our life so much easier when we're sewing or quilting or making dolls, as we're going to do today.
I know it's an old-fashioned sort of concept to, make your own dolls, but I think every little girl dreams of having her own baby doll. And what we have here today for you is a simple little project. It's really, really cute, fast to go together. And it's just a fun project, and it's a doll that a little girl can love.
Oh yeah, you
or
can
a little
cuddle
boy
it.
too.
Okay, so and then we're actually going to show how to make the diapers too, and there's a reason for that. So, but let's start out with the doll itself.
Let's start out with the doll. The doll is really a very beginner project. So somebody who's not real savvy with the sewing is going to be able to do this.
And this is the pattern that comes with it.
This is the pattern. Yes, we have the pattern. The pattern is available online and at our website. But this is the shape of the doll. It's very what we call a gingerbread shape.
Right.
So
and
we
this
have
is just muslin or
it's just a plain flesh-toned muslin, and they're making it all different colors so you can get any tone you'd like. So all you do is you simply cut it out and you sew along the edges. So this would be right sides together, although you can't really tell.
And about a quarter inch.
About a quarter inch. And what you'll want to do on your curves is you'll see here we've got some little clipping. And what that does is it allows the doll, when you turn it right side out, it allows these seams to lie nice and flat. So, so that's just something that you want to keep in mind. You want to just do a little clipping. And you're also going to want to sew it together, and so that you're going to keep an opening here where you can turn it in right side out and do your stuffing.
And we just do this on one side.
Yeah. Yes. You sew it all the way around, and you just leave it open in one place.
Okay.
So that's what we have here. Is we've actually taken this little doll a little bit further. We've turned it right side out, and we've begun stuffing it. And I'd like to just...
What do you do? Yeah, there's so many products, and some are better for some projects than others.
Absolutely, and the ones that we're looking at today, they're all 100% polyester, and that's the Poly-Fil, and that's the fiber we're going to use today.
Is that this?
No, it's actually, I'm going to pull a little bit out of here. That's this one here, and this would be, this is a
soft, but has a little body to it, little slightly coarse, but soft.
And what that is it gives it lots and lots of bounce. And so here's a technique for you, the best way to do your stuffing. And I'll tell you about these a little bit.
Okay.
But what you want to do is when you get your stuffing, you want to pull it apart, sort of knead it. And that way, you don't want your baby doll to have cellulite. No cellulite.
From the beginning.
No, it's doomed if they do. So you want to pull it together. Yeah, absolutely. So you pull it together, and you go ahead and stuff. Now, the way we had done this baby doll here is that it's slightly jointed, as you can see. So what you would do is you would stuff the extremities here, so say the arm, and you'd stuff the arm to the seam line, and then you'd sew the seam.
Oh, and stuff it and then sew it.
Stuff it and then sew it, and then again, you'd stuff this piece here, and you'd sew it at the shoulder. Same with the legs. You stuff them, and then you sew them at the hip.
And that keeps the stuffing through the years of babying from working its way into the body and just being limp.
True, and it also gives it the ability to sit down and have a little bit of motion in the arms and legs. So that's what you do, and you work the stuffing in. Now, what's nice too is in the Poly-Fil we actually have a stuffing tool. So and
it says you need to look right here. That's where it tells that you've got the stuffing tool.
It does. It's a little hidden, but it is there. And what's nice about the stuffing tool in a doll that maybe is a little more intricate and has a little bit more tight spaces is you can work it in and you can move the fiber into an area.
I've used pencils and things like that, but this is great.
This is great. The tool just comes right in there. It's really handy.
Okay.
Now, there are different fibers on the market, and they're all 100% polyester, and so how do you know what's what?
Right.
And so there's different ones. This is the Soft Touch Poly-Fil Supreme, and what this is a siliconized fiber. But what makes this fiber different is not only are the fibers smaller and silkier.
Silky, that's what it feels like. Very smooth.
Silky. They don't pack really tightly, so they stay really soft and squishy. So if you want your doll to be really, really squishy and huggable, this kind of fiber is going to be great.
I see. So there's really no wrong one to use. It's just the effect, the end result you want.
Correct, and that comes in this bag here. So that's the siliconized fiber.
It is so soft.
And it's bright white too, so this is a virgin fiber, bright white.
Okay.
Now we also have this, what we have here is also this Crafter's Choice. Now this is a different fiber, and you can feel this, it's very coarse.
It is.
And it's what we'd call a dry fiber. And it's the kind of fiber that somebody who's making collectible type dolls, they're going to be hard packed and
not
posed.
played with.
Yes, not the dolls you're going to play with, but the dolls that you're going to display or maybe even competitions. You'd want to use this fiber because it's very coarse. It will pack very tightly,
holds up.
and it stays in place, and it doesn't have that huggable, squishy factor. So that's the difference in
you
the
can
three
sure
fibers
tell.
today.
You can really tell a difference. I love this one. The
I
silky
know,
one.
the silky one
my
is
gosh,
great.
that feels good.
It does.
Okay, now I said we were going, after we do our doll, we've got to sew up that side seam.
We do have to sew up that side seam, and I have a little technique here. What you want to do, most people will do a whip stitch to sew their doll seams closed. What I recommend really is that you do a ladder stitch. And the reason you want to do a ladder stitch is because when you sew your seams together, it forms almost an invisible seam, and it's very flat. So the way you do it is you actually work your needle up and down each side here. So you go upward here, so your thread comes across. If you can just see what I'm doing here, you can see I'm straight across. And then I'm going to go over to this other side, right along that seam, and I'm going to work my needle, same thing
about a
here.
quarter inch.
About a quarter of an inch. And I'm using a very heavy thread here, really just for demonstration. And now when you pull this tight, you can see you've got a nice straight.
I bet.
You pull that tight, and you can see it gives you a nice seam.
Yeah.
Very strong, invisible seam.
I see. But you can see you see now why it's called a ladder.
Yes.
Or I can. Okay. So we sew that up.
We do, and then we also have here on our doll, we've embroidered a face. Now you could choose to do permanent marker to draw on a face, whichever you'd like. We used a water-soluble marker here, so once you wet it, the blue will go away. Right. And we're just doing simply a stem stitch here with a floss.
Yeah, thicker thread because you want it to show up in embroidery.
Oh, and I have it in the wrong place here.
Uh-oh. She's going to have a strange curl, but this one's got the right curl. She's going to have a very strange curl,
but you do it simply, and it's easy to do it while the doll is made, so you're not dealing with a loose piece of fabric. If once it's been stuffed, it stays in place, and you can really see the position.
It's really easy to work on then.
Exactly. So there we go. So now we would do our stem stitch. And so we just go right up and sew, and you can see how easy that is.
Just a back and forth.
Yeah, just a simple little stem stitch.
And you can make their hair any color you want.
You can make as much as
cheek
or as little.
color. Or, that's great. Now, we talked about earlier that you're also going to talk about the diaper. Now, these are cloth diapers, and it's something that some of us used when we had children, but I understand it's sort of a new thing.
It's making a recovery. There are a whole bunch of new moms who are very much earth conscious and want to diaper their babies in cloth and not contribute to the landfill with all these disposable diapers. And so there's this great new line of products out there, and it's called Babyville Boutique. And the fabric here is it's called PUL fabric, and it's a polyurethane laminate. And what that is it makes them waterproof.
Oh,
so the fabric
which is
itself,
what you want in a diaper.
Well, it's actually a diaper cover. So there's a cloth diaper underneath, and this goes over to be the water barrier because otherwise, you'd have blotting all over the place. So this fabric is treated. And so you use the pieces from this line. This is a fold over elastic, and that goes along the edge, and you just zigzag stitch it down. So look how it's
by hand or by
right. Well, it has a seam here, so it definitely makes an easy fold. You don't have to fight with it like the original elastics.
Right.
And so what's nice, and they have little accessories and all different fabrics, and in the book they've got all the instructions on how to make these diaper covers. And one of the unique things too is, some babies are, have a little heavier flow than others.
That was a nice way of putting it.
I tried to be that polite. And for those babies, again, with the earth-friendly consciousness that's out there, the recommendation is that for the soaker pads in these cloth diapers, you would use the Nature-Fil blend batting. It's the one made
and it's
with
bamboo.
It's Nature-Fil bamboo. It's actually, I'm going to flip it over here on the English side. Nature-Fil bamboo. It's 50% rayon from bamboo and 50% organic cotton.
Oh,
And the rayon from bamboo has super absorbent properties, so it really soaks up that moisture. So that's what the tie-in here is to the batting product. And the doll, what's great about it is this is a preemie-sized baby doll. And this
Viva in training, I like that.
This is an actual preemie-sized diaper.
Wow.
So this is, you can, if you're a new mom and you can make your baby a toy, first doll, and try your hand at making the baby doll diaper covers, and you're ready to go with your full size when your baby comes.
Great. Well, it looks like fun for sure, and it's
Isn't
nice
it?
to know you really can't make a mistake with any of these products, but they do have different characteristics.
They do.
Thank you very much,
You're
Judy.
very welcome.